When I submit a prayer request, I feel held in prayer, that this other soul is praying for me, and God has me. Love, Dave C. Reverend Patti and several practitioners have prayed with me during my ongoing job search. I'm especially grateful for Evelyn, who has invited me to call her for prayer when I'm preparing for an interview or hit a rough patch. I am also grateful that practitioners reached out during the early weeks of the shutdown to see how I was doing, confirming my sense of family and community at Vision. Thanks, Katie M. All the pracs have helped me tremendously. Paul is a bright light. I often got prayer from Lawrence and does very great, powerful words in emails that I keep and read. Thanks to all, Barbara C. The prayers of the practitioners have been so helpful during times when I was down and when my husband and I were facing difficulty. Those prayers may only be a moment, but they really left me and us in a wonderful, healing, uplifting spirit. Juvenile A. When Tim was looking for a job, we would fill out the practitioner form, and Brother Lawrence would call each week with a wonderful prayer. Within a month, Tim had the job of his dreams. Treatments work, especially when done by professional practitioners. Greg E. I appreciate that Billy Francis has led me to know that God inspires, guides, and sustains me in my creative endeavors. Dottie B. Please accept my heartfelt gratitude for your prayers for me. I have experienced healing, knowing Spirit continues to work through me in healing my heart and giving me this wonderful life. Laura G.B. Thanks so much for your prayers, and to all the practitioners, all of you have made a difference in my life. Maria H. Practitioner, I am so much stronger, and I know I can have peace. Thank you all for your beautiful gift and dedication, and you. I have felt the supportive, loving care, especially by those practitioners whose shining faces appear weekly via streaming and or Zooming. Their willingness to show up and be present is a gift to me. Thank you, Dina M. I find that just being in the presence of the practitioners adds a sense of peace and joy to my life. They are always ready with an empathetic ear and a kind word. Vicki K. I have interacted with a number of practitioners over the years and have always felt heard and supported. Such a great group of people. Joan B. I see my practitioners like a light tower on a stormy night. Even if the lights were out, when I call or text, I know they would flood the night sky instantly with prayer. I don't know where I would be without the steadfast love and support from the practitioners in our community. Nicole A. When one is surrounded by love, it gives you the strength and courage to continue through the challenges and joys life has to offer. Just the fact that you're a part of Vision and remain available is of great comfort to us all. TKE. Prayers from a practitioner just seems to validate everything I believe about science of mind. My life is better because of their prayers. Patricia C.
This is the day that God has made. I will rejoice. is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. This is the day God has made.
Good morning. Welcome to Vision's Sunday celebration. So good to see you here this morning. Glad that you are here, tuning in from wherever you are, sheltering in place in San Diego, in California, across the country, or across the globe. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Let's pray. I give great thanks for this morning, for God's day, right here, right now, knowing it comes with everything we could ever hope, want, desire to manifest for ourselves. We know that when we stepped out of bed this morning, we placed our feet in the field of infinite potential. And from that, we do pick and choose the experiences. And right now, we are experiencing love. We're experiencing harmony. We're experiencing unity because we are together, heart to heart, Vision. We are one. So I give thanks for this day, for everything in it, knowing and accepting this celebration is perfect, that we are here together in that place, in that field of unconditional love, to know of ourselves and each other as that, the outpicturing of the divine life of God as us. Giving thanks, I simply let it be. And so it is. So, good morning. How are you? I want to give a special thank you to Betty Brink and, of course, John Kirko for that wonderful practitioner appreciation video that you saw before. Isn't that lovely? We are so honored and blessed to have the group of practitioners that we have here at Vision that pray every day, that know the truth for us, that hold the light, that absolutely know oneness. And they know it for us and as us, and they pray with us and for us all year long. So my heartfelt thanks to Betty Brink for putting that together. It was just so precious, and I know as one of the praying minister practitioners here at Vision, I am so touched and grateful for that acknowledgement. And on behalf of all of the practitioners here at Vision, we thank you for doing that. And and I just can't wait for us to get back together again so we can celebrate in person like we did last year for Practitioner Appreciation Day. Thank you so much for that. I know the practitioners are also grateful. So, speaking of practitioners, I want you to know that there is a practitioner page on the Vision website. So go to visioncsl.org, find a practitioner, find a phone number, give them a call, tell them you'd like prayer, and that's what they do. So please avail yourself of that. There is also a practitioner page, a prayer request page you can go to. You can type it in, you can send it in by email, and we will have practitioners praying on those. If you leave your phone number, a practitioner will call you and pray with you over the phone. So please don't let anything linger on your heart. If you have anything that is just causing you to fall out of that perfect moment, that absolute ideal now, that is worthy of prayer. So get a practitioner, grab a phone number, call a practitioner, get prayer support. That's what they are here to do. They're here to serve us in prayer, so it allows them to live the calling on their heart as well. So please do that. What else can I tell you about practitioners? I think that's it. They're standing by right now. So wait until, I know what I wanted to tell you. After the celebration, we also have a Zoom room that will be open for you. We'll come together and have our meet and greet and chat with each other. And if you would like live one-on-one prayer, then please go to that Zoom room, because we will put you in a breakout room with a practitioner so that you can have private one-on-one prayer. So see, we're here to support you however you would like to be supported in prayer. So do that. Don't forget, get prayer today for yourself. It's an absolute gift you can give yourself and give to the practitioners too, because they love praying. They love praying for us. Now, I want to tell you about our welcome. We have a welcome that we say every week here at Vision. Wherever you are on the globe, okay, I want you to just to feel this, to resonate with this greeting, because you are so welcome. You ready? You with me? Let's say it together for everybody who knows it, okay? Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. So just allow that to resonate with you. You're sitting in your jammies or, in your computer room, wherever you are. Just feel that from Vision to you. And now we're going to turn it over to the celebration singers who are going to do our centering song and prepare us for meditation.
There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only
Good morning. My name is Donna Thomas, and I'm a licensed spiritual counselor here at Vision. Please take these quotes into your heart as we move into the silence and allow the tones of the bowl to bring you into and out of our 5-minute meditation. The first quote by Maya Angelou: "When I know myself as a creation of God, I am also obligated to realize and remember that everyone else and everything else are also God's creation." And from our founder, Ernest Holmes: "Mind is all-inclusive and all-pervading. Mind is also self-governing and self-propelling." feeling the oneness and the allness with the movement of the water and the sounds of the water as it trickles over the rocks and the sand. I know that there is only one power, one presence, one infinite intelligence, and this is God. It is the divine. It is spirit. It is all that there is. And it moves in, around, and through me and through each one of us, right here, right now, as it envelops us all. It is the oneness. It is all that there is. It is all inclusive, right here, right now. And I know and accept that we are all part of this oneness. We exude this oneness in everything that we do, say, feel, in all of our actions, in all of our movements. And as we express into the world, and the world expresses within us and through us. And as we look into the eyes of another, it is our reflection looking back at us. As we are all one, we are all love, we are all joy, we are all peace, we are all the infinite. We are all one, inclusive in everything that we do right here and right now. And it is so good, it is so wonderful, it is so exciting to see and to feel everything that we do and how we interconnect with each other. It is a blessing. It is awesome. It is amazing. And in gratitude for all that we have and all that we feel and all that we do, all that we love, and everything around us, I release these words into law, knowing that they are made manifest, that they never return void. We are full, we are one, we are God in expression. And so it is.
Good morning, Vision CSL. It's so good to be with you again.
It's been a while.
Yeah. We have a very beautiful meditative centering song called When I Pray. It's by Daniel Namod.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here. I pray. I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God when I pray. I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
Inclusion in action. And so far this month, we're talking about how we can put this idea of inclusion in action in the world. So, up until this point, today's talk, we've been talking about how we do inclusion out there, right, out in the world, how we can show up, how we act and prepare ourselves and be in the world so that we can demonstrate and live this idea of inclusion in action. But today I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about the inner inclusion, how we pull ourselves together to be the most self-actualized, evolved, perfect, whole, and complete person that we can be so that we can do the big work that the world is calling us to do. And in order to do that, we must call back in. We must call in the allness of ourselves to do that work. And the job of calling back our allness, calling back all of those disowned aspects of ourselves. Maybe those parts that we're not that fond of, or parts that we've left scattered, across the decades, across the globe, in different cities and different relationships. This is the work that we're talking about today, calling back all of those things. We've left our energy spread out across the miles and across the years, and we need to reclaim all of that so that we can be used by Spirit to be the best us that we can be, to be fully integrated so that we can do the work that Spirit is calling us to do. Ernest Holmes, in Discover a Richer Life, said this. He said, God is one, not two. In this one, we are included, not excluded. For we are individualized centers in the consciousness of God. Since there is only one final person, God, we all live as personalities in that person. This means that our personality is the use that we are making of divine individuality that has been given to us. That use we are making of the creative nature of God. So that's what we are doing by being this individualized expression. We know there's only one. We know there is only one life. That is God's life. But we are making individualized use of it. And remember, we have been gifted with free will. So we must come to the truth of our own divinity in our own time, in our own way. And, some of us go forever and always, a long, long time not knowing that inner divinity, not meeting it, not discovering it, But this is our spiritual walk, to absolutely reveal the divinity that is within us, to know the wholeness that we are, and to have that free will to discover it on our own. We cannot be pre-programmed to know our oneness. We cannot be pre-programmed to know our wholeness, or else we'd be robots. We must be left alone to discover our own divinity in our own time, in our own way. So we are left alone to discover the truth of our own divine origins, right? We are left alone to discover. And all along, we are making use of this divine individuality. All along, we are that, right? We are that which we are seeking. We are that which we are longing for. We are already that. We are personalizing that one life as us, and we're doing that all along. And it's personalized by our experience of life, right from the minute we're born. You know, our personal experiences are personalizing that one life that we are expressing. What we come to believe is true about life, what we come to believe is true about ourselves, about the nature of reality, all of that is the personalization, our own personal use of this universal intelligence. Our life, right? The universe, and then our place in it. All of that becomes personalized by our experiences. So we're born into form, yay, right? We come into this life containing all of the qualities of God, and we must discover that gift that has already been given, right? We come equipped with all of that stuff. And the whole time we're growing, we are being taught. We are learning. We're learning facts. We're learning truth, we're learning superstition, we're learning myth, we're learning old wives' tales, we're learning legends, we're learning everything, right? We're learning everything in the world of conditions. We are taught to be afraid, we're taught to be brave, we're taught to be smart, we're taught smart doesn't matter, right? We're taught to be polite, don't ask, wait to be offered. We are taught, don't cry, be strong, be confident, but don't get a swelled head, right? Be sure of yourself, but don't be too full of yourself. I never got that one, actually. I never understood the don't be too full of yourself. I never got that one. Who the heck are you supposed to be full of, right? But yourself. You are you. Anyway, we hear all sorts of those kinds of messages growing up. A lot of them are conflicting. A lot of them are opposites, you know, but we hear them all. How do we integrate them? How do we create a narrative for ourselves regarding what is true for us? Because we get all of those messages growing up. We are encouraged to display some of those qualities depending on what your family values. Right? We are encouraged to display maybe strength or courage, you know, if your family puts a value on those characteristics. Maybe we are taught to downplay others, like hide the ones that your families don't value, right? Be strong, don't be weak, be confident, don't be afraid, all kinds of things, all kinds of messages we get from our families. And so we wind up hiding some qualities and we wind up demonstrating others depending on how we are raised. So we forget who and what we are. We forget that we are the wholeness of spirit in form. Now, Ernest Holmes says this in Lessons in Spiritual Mind Healing. We are this universal presence as person. We are a point where it recognizes itself as person. We are its personality in individualization. So we are the whole life of God's, containing everything. Just like, you know, you saw during the meditation, the seawater, right, rippling and rolling over the stones. That little bit of seawater contains all of the aspects of the sea. It's just not all of the sea. But everything that the sea is contained in a drop of that water. The same thing with us. We are all of the qualities of God. We are not all there is to God, of course, but we contain all of the qualities. So we are born perfect, whole, and complete. We say that all the time, right? Perfect, whole, and complete. We are lacking nothing. All of the qualities that are God are flowing through us, as us, into the world in a unique and individualized way. In a way that has never been before and will never be again, because there'll never be another exact you. Wasn't before, won't be again. You're the only one doing this, you know, God thing, expressing God qualities in that unique and personalized way that you are. So, what do we do with it, right? What do we do with all of these qualities? Well, depending on how we're raised, depending on what our families valued, what qualities that they like you to emphasize and what qualities they would like you to hide away, we tend to exaggerate some of those aspects, don't we, of our individualized expression. And some we disown completely. Some of them we hide, you know, and when we disown them, what happens? We start to project them onto other people, right? Those qualities that we have that we don't like, or the qualities that we have that our parents didn't like and didn't want us to show. What we do is we hide them down so far that we don't even acknowledge we have them, but we can see them readily in other people, and that's part of the challenges that we have in getting along with each other, right? And because we engage in this action of disowning parts of ourselves, we leave parts of ourselves scattered all over the place. We leave our energy scattered all over the place. I bet I could ask you to bring up something in your mind, recall some event, right, from your childhood where you felt shame. And I'll bet you can bring it up in an instant in your memory. I bet you can just remember it right now. And I'll bet you can still feel that feeling of shame that you had as a child. Maybe, you know, maybe your cheeks can still get hot right now, just even thinking about it years later, you know. Maybe your mouth goes a little dry. And that's because part of you is still there. Part of your energy is still there. You're still at that child. You're still in that place. You can still remember those feelings of shame. And the inclusion that I'm talking about today, the inner inclusion, is about bringing back that scattered energy, bringing back that scattered energy to where it belongs, back inside of you. Because this is all your energy. This is all the energy that is you, that you've left kind of all over the place, all over the decades, all over different relationships. And this is your power, right? It belongs back inside of you. You can recall something, if I ask you to, recall something really pleasant from your youth, right? Maybe your first kiss or your first crush, whatever. That silly, giddy feeling that you had, right? It's still out there over the decades as well. It is still out there somewhere with that person, with that first kiss or with that first crush. And so it's your opportunity to call back that energy as well. Because the inner inclusion, what I'm talking about calling this back in, is bringing all that energy that you've left spread out all over the place. It's about bringing it back inside of you, to be used by you, to be transformed by you, because it is your power. It is your energy. And so we have to do this energy work of integrating the allness, right? The allness of us to express the power that we are. Now, Ernest Holmes said this. He said, "That which is the cosmic self, now manifesting as the individual self. The two selves are one. God is over all, in all, through all, and all in all. I am that I am. I am that which thou art. Thou art that which I am." They all say it in various ways. So our basis is perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. This is the truth of us. This is the truth of us. And we forget it along the way because we are told less than stories. We keep being told less than stories by people who have our best interests at heart. I mean, it's not a malicious thing. These are family dynamics, right? The families believe certain things, they pass it on, right? Our culture believes certain things, they pass it on. Our society, our country, whatever. And we take it on and we believe it, right? And then we hide away those disowned parts only to have them squirt out in all kinds of unacceptable ways. This is exactly what happens because we try to bury them, but they're really not buried, right? They're just not. I remember Debbie Ford in her book, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers, what she said is we used to take those disowned parts of ourselves very much like trying to hold a beach ball underwater, right? And you can only do that so long until finally it gets away from you and it pops up and it splashes you and, you know, a bunch of people around you. It's very much just like that, you know, that it pops up, these disowned parts of ourselves pop up in all sorts of unacceptable ways, right? It comes out as judgment of others or condemnation or projection or denial denial or contempt. You know, it just squirts out in all sorts of ways because we cannot identify with it ourselves. We have disowned that part of ourselves because it was unacceptable to our family, and so we identify it out there. We pin it on other people, you know? And so, like for example, maybe when you were younger, you were encouraged to be happy because happiness was an emotion that your family was very comfortable with. But maybe sadness was not. Maybe sadness was too uncomfortable for your family, maybe your parents, to deal with. So you were encouraged to be happy. So you were happy all the time, happy, happy, happy. But what happens when you're sad as a child? Well, if it was unacceptable, then you had to stuff it down. You had to hide it. It becomes a disowned part of yourself. And you know, there are many aspects of people that raised us, right, that they had trouble embracing. So they pass that on to us, and then we have trouble embracing it. We're not even embracing it, owning it, acknowledging it, you know? And what happens is it distorts the way we grow up. You know, it's very much like, I was thinking about it the other day. I don't know if you've ever seen those horrible pictures of, you know, when sea turtles get caught up in the rings, you know, those horrible plastic rings that six-packs come in, and sometimes the turtle will get caught in one and the shell will grow and it will change the shape of the shell because it's been constricted in the middle, and so the poor turtle, instead of being a big round shell, will develop this kind of figure-8 shape with this plastic ring stuck in the middle. It constricts the way the turtle grows. Same thing with these disowned parts of ourselves. When we shove them down and we disown them, we may not recognize them, but they are altering, they're constricting the way we grow until we bring them up to the light, until we recognize them, until we understand that they are perfectly normal aspects of ourselves, right? So you have to think about when you were younger, were you encouraged to be powerful as a child? Were you encouraged to have strong emotions and display them, you know? Emotions like sadness or excitement or joy or anger, right? And what happens if you were not given permission to express those strong emotions? Then we tuck them away. It doesn't mean we don't have them. It means we don't acknowledge them, we don't own them. How were you raised, really? What kinds of things were you taught were good to bring out in yourself, to competitiveness maybe, or maybe shyness, you know, don't speak up. Children should be seen and not heard, you know, or maybe you were encouraged to be expressive or playful or vulnerable. Or maybe your beauty was acknowledged, or maybe it wasn't. That would be too vain. So to hide that away, don't think too much of yourself. Or maybe you were taught to be bold or not. Right? All of these kinds of really good qualities that we all have, some of them were expressed freely and you were applauded for them. And some of them were discouraged, right? No, don't do that. We don't do that in polite society. So then we have to hide those. And we hide them so well, eventually we hide them from ourselves as well. You know, not to mention, I was thinking too, is about the boy-girl thing. How many times were we told if we were a girl, you know, don't do that, you know, don't do that, just do girly things, don't do things that, you know, would be considered boys. Girls are supposed to be, right? Girls are supposed to be what? Nurturing, aesthetically pleasing, compassionate, empathetic, right? But what about those unladylike traits, you know, the boldness, the adventurous, you know, strong-willed? Don't do that. That's too boyish. And the same is true for boys, right? That we're raised. Boys should be adventurous and competitive and aggressive and strong. And what if, right, you weren't that as a boy? Boys were not allowed to exhibit certain things as well. Like, boys don't cry. What are you going to do? Cry? You're going to cry like a girl, huh? Right? You've heard that. I'm sure you have growing up. So we were encouraged to hide certain things away based on our gender. And then we bury those things. But they're not really buried. They're not really buried. We just hide them away in the basement of our personality, really. And now what we need to do is to go into that darkness. We have to go into the darkness. We have to reclaim those parts of ourselves that we have disowned. Because we can acknowledge them, we can reclaim them, we can transform them. We transform them in our minds, we own them, and then we can allow them to become our strengths. We allow them to become our strengths instead of our liabilities. Because there's nothing wrong with any of those qualities that you expressed as a child. It was the judgment of the people around you that created the negativity around those qualities. It was the adults around you that were judging them, judging those qualities you were exhibiting. Those are unacceptable, or those were okay. So it wasn't anything wrong about the qualities, it was about the judgments that were laid on them by others that you should or should not do. You know, for you exhibiting a quality, right, that was condemned by the adults around you, that's what you were shamed for. There was nothing bad about the quality. There was the judgment about it. So you hid it away. You wind up hiding it away, you know, like I mustn't be bossy. Oh my God, you know, my mother shamed me for being bossy. So I mustn't be bossy, so I hide it away. I put it in the basement of my personality, right? In my castle. I put it down in the basement, in the darkness, where the other disowned aspects are. But when I start doing this work and I pull it up and I examine it, what do I find? I find that bossy is assertive, right? I find out that bossy is assertive. And who couldn't use a little of that when someone's trying to take advantage of us? Right? We could use that. So the judgment was what caused us to hide it away. What we do when we pull it back out and we examine it, we find, aha, this is a quality. This is not something to be hidden away. This is not something to be disowned. This is something to be transformed and used as one of our superpowers, right? I too can be assertive. I can speak my word. So we transform these disowned qualities. They become our superpowers, right? The bossy that you were told you mustn't be is really the assertive you that you need at times when you have to speak your truth out in the world. It's a quality, right? We are all of the qualities of God. And yeah, maybe we're a lot of some and maybe a little of others. Maybe we just have a smattering of others, but we are all of them. And we all have all of them within us. And you know, and maybe sometimes when we were little, some of them came out in unskilled ways, and that's okay. That's a learning experience too. And maybe when we were young, some of them were rejected by the big folks around us because it made them uncomfortable with strong emotions or with opinions of yours, right? It made them uncomfortable. But whatever it was, whatever those reasons, and we all had good reasons for, whatever those reasons were for hiding away and disowning those parts, it is now time to claim our power. Now is the time to claim our power back, to claim our energy back, to call all of those things back, all of that power that has been scattered throughout the decades and across the globe in relation with different people or different jobs or different careers or different bosses or whatever. It is time to reclaim all of that. It is time to integrate ourselves, to call back all of those disowned parts of ourselves and to transform those aspects into our superpowers. Because that's who we are. That is who we are. It's time to put inclusion, our own inner inclusion, into action. Ernest Holmes said this in the Science of Mind textbook. If one would know God, one must penetrate deeply into his own nature, for here alone is where we find God. If we would reveal God to our fellow man, we must do so by living a God-like life, that the divine essence flows through us to others. The only way to know God is to be God-like. And while this might seem discouraging in our present state of evolution, we should remember that we have but started on an eternal ladder which forever spirals upward. This is our spiritual path. This is ours to do, to continue to unfold, to continue to evolve, to continue to claim what is ours by right and by inheritance, all of the qualities of God that we are. It is time to put inclusion, our inner inclusion, into action. Thank you so much.
All right, man, we're going to do a song by Bob Marley, a classic, talking about that one love, something we could all use right about now. Set our differences aside. One love, there is one answer I would really love to know. One heart is in a place for all the people on every side. We can live and let live and let one love grow. Believe. One love, one about one heart, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. It wasn't the beginning. One love, it'll be in the end. One heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and we will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing, let's get together so there will be no Armageddon. One love, let us create a world of joy and peace. One heart, let us all learn life's most important lesson. We are one with each other and one with the Lord above. Saying, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Freedom to mankind. One love, oh Lord, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and we will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more time now. Let's get together and feel alright.
My gosh, I love that song. Reminds me of Cocoa Beach, sitting on the beach, having a drink and just enjoying the waves. I love the steel drum and the... And you know what? I just remembered, it was the last time we were all together in this room, Cahill and Delene, you were performing for us. So I missed that. I can't wait to get all back together again and have you perform live. Thank you so much for sending us your love and your music and your voice so that we can enjoy you right from where you are, and looking forward to the next time we're together. So now it is time for our conscious circulation. This is the time to give back to people, places, and things that support you, that nourish you spiritually. And if Vision is one of those places, We appreciate your donations. It keeps us doing what we're doing here. It's a real trying time. You know, you must know that with nobody here. So your contributions by mail, online, by PayPal, or however you do it is so very much appreciated, because it allows us to do what we do here every day throughout the week with the uplift and on Sundays with the celebration. So thank you in advance for your contributions and your support of Visions Ministry. And since you are giving online or writing a check and putting it in the mail or however you're doing it, I want you to call into your mind that act of giving, because it is a sacred act, and I want you to really get at that deeper level what a sacred spiritual practice giving is. So take that into your mind, go within, and we close our eyes just to kind of blot out the conditions right now, and really come to the breath. And as we breathe, to just allow that energy to sink down into our heart space, to know that there is one life, to know that there is one energy, that it is only God, and it is all energy, and everything is energy. We know that our very body is energy in motion, energy in form, that we are that which thou art. And we know and accept that there is only one life. It is God's life, and it is abundant. And we are heir to the kingdom. We know and accept limitless good into our lives. And that because we know infinite good, we know we give from that same energy with which we receive, that we are in the flow. We stand in the river of God's abundance, open-hearted and open-handed, and we accept gratefully all the time, knowing that God is our source. And as we accept gratefully, we give graciously, and we remain in that flow of continuous supply. Giving great thanks, I simply let it be, and so it is. Now is the time for our Miracle Minute, and I just wanted to share from my heart the miracle that is our practitioner corps. We know and accept that they are just with us, for us, standing in truth, in power, in absolute unity with us, and I am so grateful, and that's my demonstration of answered prayer, is to have a dedicated, committed group of highly skilled, highly conscious practitioners to serve this community. And boy, we have that. We absolutely do. We are gifted and we are blessed to have a practitioner corps that we have, all of them in such high consciousness, serving in love, serving in commitment, serving in a dedication to each and every one of us. So, that's my gift. That's my, idea for vision, and it is absolutely manifesting. So, what I want you to do is send me your answered prayer. Send in your Miracle Minute this week to info@vision or revpatty@visioncsl.com and share so we can share your answered prayer next week. And now it is time for the last word by Johnny Kirko.
Yellow. Hello. So I want you to know right now I'm looking at all these faces that the Folky Monkey people brought. So they're all looking at me right now, smiling at me, but they are looking at me. So nice to see all of you. I want to hear Here's Johnny next time. So today, right after our celebration, we are doing our virtual meet and greet. Join us on Zoom. There should be a link right there on Facebook, or if I send you an email, there's a link there. Join us. We have practitioners who will be there to do some prayer if you need one-on-one prayer, as well as just get together with our community. I love meeting with you guys afterwards to say hi. We're continuing to do our uplifts every single day, Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Reverend Patti comes and brings inspiration to us, as well as some guest people. Last week, Marcus Gilliland came in for the first time. Love that one. And this week, we've got a couple, Reverend Sam, maybe Tracy Smith, stuff like that. So join us 1 o'clock online on Facebook, as well as on our website. Tomorrow night, we have our very first online sacred gong meditation with Terry Wilder. Join us at 7 o'clock tomorrow. If you've never been a part of our gong meditation, just be a part of that and sit and embrace that. It's really a cool experience. I know it's a little different than being in the room, but what we're trying to do is just give you that experience now. So join us 7 o'clock tomorrow. It's a love offering, and come and be a part. I also want to mention a concert we have a week from this Wednesday. It's called Gemini, and it's with Janet Hammer and Jim Guerin. They're going to be doing great music at 7 o'clock on Wednesday evening, the August 26th. Join us for that. You know how good those guys are. At least Janet Hammer we know real well, and we'll tell you more about that as we go along. Also, we have some classes starting up in September. Audra Nicole is putting together a good little schedule for us on exactly what we're going to be doing, but I know Foundations class, maybe Essential Earnest. We've got some book studies starting up, so be ready to join Vision. We are going to be doing that via Zoom, online, and we want you to be there a part of this with us, so please check it out. I'll have that information probably in the next week, all the classes that you can come and join. Next week, Reverend Patti Paris will be back. Her talk title is Teamwork, Dreamwork. Almost like a basketball thing or something. But anyway, and we have guest music of Shayna Pugh. Shayna Pugh will be with us. Shayna sang with us over at the Mission Gorge Road location. Great singer with Mark Danishofsky. So can't wait to see you guys. Love you. See ya.
Okay, so now that you're all settled in, I want you to stand up. We are going to say our affirmations. I know they're up there. We're going to say them together. We're going to stand up and we're going to ground in the truth of these, knowing that they're in the present tense, that they're powerful, they're personal, they're purposeful, and they're the truth of us. Let's say them together. Deep within me is a special place of wholeness and perfection. My daily practice is to accept all of myself. I begin in spirit, expand in light, and embrace all that I am. I love those. They're wonderful. I want you to know Betty Brink is the one who comes up with our affirmations, and she finds our quotes each week. So just send her some love. She's doing an amazing job with all of this. I want to go and say number 2 again. I just want to ground in the truth of this. I want to know this for myself and for you as well. My daily practice is to accept all of myself. And yes, it is. So just know that for yourself all day long. Know that I'm knowing it for you. So wherever you're going, whatever you do today, remember that. Let us go within and pray out, shall we? Lovely. I know that God is all. God is all there is. There is only the energy of being. There is the energy of this universal intelligence. It flows into all things. It flows into us. And it flows out of us and around us and through us and as us. We individualize it. We personalize it. But we know it is the one life of God's as us. And we know and accept that all of the qualities that we attribute to God, they are all flowing through us as well. We know that we show up in form and we demonstrate the peace of God in all of our being, in all of our doings, all of our relationships, all of the things that we must do during the day. We show up as the peace of God. We show up as the love of God. We show up as the unity of God. We know that we are the healing the world is calling for. And we know that we're up to that. We are up to that because we have recalled all of our energy. We have our superpowers. We know and accept that we are the place where transformation happens. And so it is. Amen. Bye-bye. See you next time.